TinaRae, thank you so much for joining us. It was great to meet you, to see your session earlier, and you have several sessions you're doing here at INM,
Yes.
right?
Okay. So I will be speaking. This is my first time contributing to INM, second or third time at the conference, but first time actually contributing. So was a part of the women's panel earlier today, and I'll be speaking on the acquisition panel this afternoon.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about your journey in multifamily and real estate. How did you get into it?
I kind of fell into multifamily by default.
Okay.
I actually started on the management side of the business, leasing apartments so that I could get discounted rent while I was going to college. That's what kind of piqued my interest in it. I joined a real estate club at Tech, and that further got me interested in multifamily. I never knew that people owned multifamily for investments. Ended up getting a finance degree there and just moved over from the management side more to the finance side of the business.
Which tech was that?
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech,
Red
all right.
Raiders.
Okay, awesome. So, as you fast forward to Castile, tell me a little about the founding of Castile and what your mission is and what you're focused on.
Yeah, so I think being in the business for 12 years, and especially on the finance side, it's definitely a male-dominated space. And I think that women, especially now, are going to be in control of a lot more assets. And so really I want to empower women to invest into multifamily and also be owner-operators.
You're based today in DFW?
Yes, so I live in Frisco, Texas, North Dallas. And so the Texas market is where I'm going to kind of start and expand out. I also do consulting work, so I work with other owner-operators, helping them on acquisitions and asset management.
Great. Tell me a little bit about Texas. Is it, I'm hearing great things. Is it booming?
It's slowed down a bit.
Okay.
We still have, a lot of debt in migration, so still tremendous job growth, population growth. So fundamentally, it's still good. There has been some softening of rents in the market, depending on what city. But DFW as a whole, I think it was just named by UIL as the top market for 2025. So still a lot of capital that is going to want to be in the DFW market.
And you've got land to keep growing, right? So.
Yeah, and they are growing all the way out to Oklahoma now, right? So. Yeah. I like to be in pockets that they can't build, so maybe it's that way you can get the positive rent growth. So don't really want to compete with the BTR and the new development.
Great. Tell me a little bit about your journey in maybe with mentorship, leadership, as you mentioned earlier, in the session earlier. Can you share a little, maybe some people that were influential in your life and making decisions into, building Castile?
Yeah, so early on the management side, I had a regional manager who really kind of took me under her wing, and she put my name in the hat for a lot of opportunities. So she introduced me to Kate Good, who is big in the multifamily management space, and she runs a development company in Houston out of Huntington Properties. I actually worked with them in 2014 when they were developing Bargos on the Lake. Okay. And she was instrumental because just seeing the level that she was playing at, she went from the management side over to the ownership side, and that was really inspiring to me. And when I left working with her, she actually introduced me to my contacts at Madera. So I have always kind of built the relationships and grew my career based on that.
And so how do you think about, paying it forward to other people? Obviously speaking here and sharing your story, but what are maybe some things you think about from maybe a mentorship or a leadership or even a cultural standpoint?
Yeah, so I think it's important to have, representation at all levels. And I hadn't really, spent time pouring back into people. And I think that's part of Castile. I want that to be part of a legacy that we are bringing up the next generation of female leaders in this space. And so whatever that looks like, if it's contributing to groups, sessions, any of that. And then from a property standpoint, my goal is really to bring the focus back on building communities. So building up and providing resident services and really, even providing some financial literacy to these groups, helping them with credit. All of that is important, and that's really why I believe when you invest in women, women are going to invest in their families and their communities. So women build communities, and that's what I want to do.
My wife makes most of the decisions for our family, right? She's a great leader. So, any advice you have for others, or if you want to share about advice you'd give to other people getting into real estate and looking to boost their careers?
Yeah, I would say, take every opportunity. So even if you have a small opportunity, like play the long game in your career, start small and you can grow on that. So do good work and you'll go far.
Awesome. I appreciate it, and I look forward to having you on the pod one of these days
Thank
soon.
you so much, Chris.
Thank you.